Hi everyone, this is your math guru. In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve the following algebraic equations and inequalities. Please don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button below for more easy to understand math concept. The first part of the question says, solve for x without the use of a calculator. Starting with the first question, 2.1.1, which says x cubed equals 9x. I'm going to start by moving all my terms to one side, that's the left-hand side, so that my equation is equal to 0. So I have x cubed, 9x becomes negative 9x on the left-hand side, equals to 0. To solve, I'm going to factorize the left-hand side. Starting with the common factor, x, I'm left with x squared minus 9 equals to 0. And if you look at the content of the bracket, I can factorize further because that's difference of two squares. So I have x in bracket, x plus 3, x minus 3 equals to 0. And then the next step is to equate all the factors to 0, starting with x. So I have x equals to 0, or x plus 3 equals to 0, which will make x equals to negative 3. And for the third value of x, the last factor, that's x minus 3 equals to 0. Therefore, x can also be equal to 3. So I have x equals to 0, x equals negative 3, and x equals 3. The next question says, that's 2.1.2, p equals 3 over 2x in bracket pq squared minus pq squared. I'm to solve for x. I'm going to start by rearranging. I have 3 over 2x in bracket pq squared minus pq squared equals to p. I move my term, that's x, to the left-hand side. I'll start by dividing both sides by the content of the bracket, which is pq squared minus pq squared. And whatever you do on your left, you do on your right. Pq squared minus pq squared. This cancels. I'm left with 3 over 2x equals p over. If you look at my denominator, I have a common factor of p. So I'm going to factor that out. I have p in bracket q squared minus q squared. So therefore, p divided by p, that's 1. I have 3 over 2x equals 1 over q squared minus q squared. Then the next step is to divide both sides by 3 over 2, or to multiply by the inverse of the coefficient of x, which is 2 over 3. The aim is to make the coefficient of x 1. So therefore, I have on my left-hand side 2 over 3 multiplying 3 over 2x. And on my right-hand side, I'm going to do the same. I have times 2 over 3. Therefore, 2 over 3 times 3 over 2, that's 1. I have x equals 2 times 1, 2 over 3 in bracket q squared minus q squared. That's my answer. The next question says 3x raised to the power of the rational exponent 3 over 4 equals 81. The first step is to divide both sides by 3. Note that because we're not using the calculator, we must show all our steps. So therefore, we're left with x to the power of 3 over 4 equals 27. To make it easy for me, I'm going to change my 27 to exponential form. So that's x to the power of 3 over 4 equals 3 to the power of 3. To make the coefficient, or to make the power or the exponent of x1, I will multiply by the inverse, which is 4 over 3. So multiplying by the inverse means I'm applying the laws of exponents that states that a to the power of x raised to another power of y will be a to the power of x times y. So therefore, multiplying or raising both sides of the equation to the power of 4 over 3 will cancel out the exponents of x and make it 1. So 3 over 4 times 4 over 3 is 1. Therefore, x equals, then I have 3 times 4 over 3, I have 3 and 3, 1, 3 to the power of 4. Therefore, the value of x equals 3 to the power of 4, that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. Then going to the second part of the question, we say solve for x if, go to the inequality, 3 in bracket 2 minus 3x is greater or equal to 15. I'm going to open the bracket, that's multiplying 3 by the content of the bracket, 2 minus 3x, or just divide both sides by 3 so that I have smaller numbers to work with. I have 3 and 3, 1. I'm left with 2 minus 3x greater or equal to 15 divided by 3, 5. The next step is to move my plus 2 to the right hand side, becomes negative. So I am left with minus 3x greater or equal to 5 minus 2. That's negative 3x greater or equal to 5 minus 2, that's 3. Now, when you're doing inequalities and you're dividing the coefficient of x by a negative number, what happens is the inequality sign will change. So if I divide both sides by negative 3 in order to get or find x, what will happen is I have negative 3 divided by negative 3, that's 1. Therefore, x, it's not going to be greater or equal to, it will be less than or equal to negative 1. And to represent that on my number line, I have negative 2, negative 1, 0. Because I have the equal to sign, I'm starting from negative 1 and I'm going to shade my circle. Because x is less than, it's going to be in the negative direction, that's to my left hand side. So what I've represented on my number line is x is less or equal to negative 1. And that answers the second part of the question, 2.2.2. The last part of the question is my simultaneous equation, solve for x and y. So starting with 3x plus 2y equals 13. That will be my first equation. The second equation says 3x equals 2 minus y. That will be my second equation. I'm going to use substitution method. So from equation 2, equation 2 says 3x equals to 2 minus y. I'm going to make y the subject of formula. So therefore, my y equals 2 minus 3x. And that will be my third equation. So substituting equation 3 into my first equation, every occurrence of y I replace with 2 minus 3x. So I have 3x plus 2 in bracket 2 minus 3x equals 13. Expanding and collecting like terms, I have 3x plus 2 times 2, that's 4. 2 times negative 3x, that's negative 6x equals 13. 3x minus 6x, collecting like terms, that's negative 3x. And then if I move my 4 to the right hand side, that's equals to 13 minus 4 minus 3x equals 13 minus 4 is 9. And then dividing both sides by negative 3. Whatever you do on your left, you do on your right. Therefore, the value of x will be 9 divided by negative 3, which is negative 3. Because it's a simultaneous equation, I need to find the values of x and y. That's two values. I've gotten the value of x, that's negative 3. And to find the value of y, I'm going to substitute x equals negative 3 into my third equation, equation 3. My third equation says y equals 2 minus 3x. So y equals 2 minus 3 times negative 3, that's the value of x, which is 2 plus 9. Therefore, the value of y is positive 11. So I've been able to get y is 11 and x is negative 3. Thanks for watching. Bye.